We've got DJ back. I'm going to get him on though.
BJ will have
Uh,
got a lot of good things to say about this.
aye. Hello,
Well,
sir.
how's it going? Do you know what?
Fine.
Fucking Google Chrome would not open StreamYards, nor my phone. So I'm having to rely on like the worst Internet Explorer. Well, I've said it there. Internet Explorer there.
Aye.
I've had to use that. Jesus. But aye, fucking just listen to what you were saying there. Like I was driving up the A9 the night, like, but I had Rags and Jack stream on. And then it's like when the guy started talking about like suicide and that, and he was like 35% of people that like take the plunge that like I've lived to tell the tale or regret it and whatnot. Like I was sort of intrigued by what he was going to say, but then obviously what he started to allude to like several minutes later, I had to turn it off. I made comment, like I was back in Inverness by that point, but I commented on the stream. I was like, that's just absolutely fucking vile what you've just said, and admittedly didn't really hear his elaboration. But from what you just said there about how he went on to elaborate it, I still don't think that in any shape or form justifies his previous, his comment. In all honesty, it's very easy to say to somebody, "Go to the gym, bro," or "Go and seek help, bro." But when you're in that position, like you just like it's just like, and I can speak from experience. It's not really the sort of thing I like to divulge into, but obviously some people know what happened to me last year because I was daft enough to record a sort of goodbye message, which wasn't a cry for help. I had every intention of fulfilling what I intended to do when I got up that day. It's just luck, happenstance, if you will, that I woke up being sick. Had I been in a different position that day, I wouldn't be sitting here right now with a microphone. But there was a massive period of months that went on prior to me getting to that point where I suffered in silence. Like Scott Sarmer, to his credit, he knew that I was in a bit of trouble. He knew that my headspace wasn't exactly correct. So he made an effort to phone me as much as he could not. But even him, I would billy bullshit because I was lying to him. I was lying to myself. And I ended up in a mindset, a space of thought where like I didn't care about myself. I didn't give a shit about anything around me. And as a result, I spiraled, So it's I think it's absolutely egregious to listen to somebody sit there and call people like myself cowards. Because at the end of the day, I wouldn't have been in that position if my headspace had been correct. Going to a gym, eating better, or seeking help couldn't have helped me when I was in that position because I was so fucking low that I didn't realize I needed to seek help. I didn't care. I didn't give a shit, Like so that stuff really does get me. It's something that I care quite deeply about purely because where I'm from, the Highlands of Scotland, the suicide capital of Europe, right? Doesn't mean that we all get lumped into the one category. Everybody is different. Each and every individual story is different. The reasoning for why they feel the way that they do is different. I totally understand that. But when it's all said and done, when you are in that headspace, you don't see a way out. And it's not something that happens overnight. In hindsight, I can remember how things went the way that they did. Like, obviously, I crashed my car, lost my job in the space of a week. I was having trouble with my ex-girlfriend, who's the mother of my child. And my head just started to spiral. Then I got back into substance abuse, something I hadn't gone anywhere near since I was in my early 20s and teenage years. I'd left that life behind me. But the substance abuse, the alcohol abuse, it started to spiral, got to such a point where I was walking to work in the fucking mornings. I got fired from this job because I was drunk. I was walking to work in the morning, drinking beer after I'd crashed my car, so I couldn't drive to work anymore. I had to walk to work, which was an hour away, drinking beer in the morning, drinking beer at break, drinking beer on the job, drinking beer when I came home. Then when I got fired for being drunk on site, I just went back to my old dealer and started buying drugs again. All the money that I'd sort of accumulated from the years that I'd worked, pissed away on savings, pissed away on drugs. That's what I did, and it was a spiral. And you see, you've seen this sort of trajectory take place with my appearances on streams. I started to become, I disappeared for months in 2021, completely disappeared. Didn't see me from about October till late December. And then I made an appearance on John Davidson's stream, out my fucking brains. Absolutely out my brains. But, you know, John didn't know, obviously. Scott's Armour didn't know, but it was, well, I thought they didn't know. It was pretty obvious. And then every stream that I appeared on, I was out my brains. When I appeared with William, appeared with Woodlander, appeared with Homatalk, absolutely out my brains. Every stream I appeared on, every video I made, out my brains. Like, and it was pretty obvious that I was on a downward trajectory, you know? But when I was in that mindset, I didn't exactly sit there and go, well, you know what? If I just go to the gym or if I just go and seek help, things will get better. The point is, just to sort of conclude this, I had to get to that point. I had to descend so deep beneath the fucking rocks, the pits of despair, where I got to such a point where I didn't, nothing around me would have, like, sort of could have got to me that would have made me think I need to seek help. I didn't care. And that's my point. People don't care when they feel like that, you know?
Yeah, and just to reiterate, I don't know if I made my point clear. I take the same stance. That's still my point of view. I don't think he was right. I didn't agree with what he said. People,
No.
I know a former heavyweight ABA boxing champion who had everything going for himself, and he took a fucking paracetamol overdose and killed himself because he was just lost in his head, as what you're saying now, DJ. And even remember what you were talking about ages ago. There was like a point of 3 weeks where me and you fell out with each other because you just like needlessly mouthed me off one night. I was like, wow, what the fuck? And then you said to me, I don't even remember any of that. And I genuinely believe you didn't. You didn't remember any of it.
No.
So yeah, I agree with you 100%. I don't agree with this.
And
because when you're drinking, especially if you're drinking alone, you will just sit and overthink things. Like that voice in your head is real, and it can be your worst enemy. Like if you're sitting in not a very good conscious state, like you're full of, I don't know, say 8 cans down and you're on something else, like you're not, that voice isn't going to make sense. It's going to tell you life is pointless, it's worthless. Like, I may as well end it. No one will miss me. Whereas all these behaviours, these destructive behaviours, just all that is doing is reinforcing your belief that the world is against you and everything is pointless. And that's what I mean. It's the spiral. It's catching yourself when there is that opportunity to intervene, whether that be yourself noticing it or those round about you. And I know the spiral can happen quick, but it's when you notice it. Maybe I only have 4 cans at the weekend, and you go, right, I'm now having like 8 cans. I'm now having 10. I'm considering, like, I don't do any drugs, so I like a drink now and then, but say, I want to start some weed, I want to take this or take that. When you start noticing you're going down that path, it's then making that kind of corrective decision where you go, right, I know go to the gym has become a meme, but go a walk with your dog, as you say, dog, that was your pet therapy. You were out walking about, seeing the sights. That's your distraction from your inner enemy, you know, like that voice that's running away with itself. So whatever, like, it goes back to I don't know, I think it might have been us 3 last time we were talking about, maybe Toffee wasn't there. I don't know, I've got a terrible memory, but when you're talking about find something you enjoy, some people is the gym, other people it's out with their dogs like you two, people it's going to church, others it's social clubs, I don't know, like fucking, like, I think Rags was archery, and he was saying that when lockdown hit and that was taken away, that was his escape, and he's missing it. So just find your escape, like find something that takes you out of that and make positive improvements in your life. If you're stuck in a horrible job you don't like, find a way to try to get yourself out of that, and then you can get in a better headspace.
It did about fatherless homes and whatnot. And it's becoming a lot more common, in all honesty. But no, the other point as well, as you said, Clive, I think is prevention's better than cure. So it's not a case of if you feel shit, go out and find something you love. It's just you as an individual go out and try to find something that you enjoy or love or whatever the case may be while you still have the capability to do so. Obviously, you're constrained by work. Like everybody's in the same boat there, but you're not bereft of the opportunity or to find something in the meantime when you're off work at the weekends. Find something. Like my issue growing up for a long time was I had no interests. So it was all the question would always get posed, well, what are your hobbies? What do you like? Well, I didn't like anything. You know what I mean? So it was very difficult. And it was just by happenstance. And it was genuine. It was through the lockdowns in 2020 where I started to realize that I quite enjoyed the peace and the tranquility of being out in the Highlands, just out for walks and whatnot. That was just happenstance, pure fluke. So I'm not sitting there patronizing people and saying, go out and hike, man. You're going to love it. Like some people will walk out into the Highlands of Scotland and go, fuck that. Some people, their sort of escape is gaming. Some people, their escape is, I don't know, chess. I don't know what to suggest. I'm just saying, football, sports.
Well, DJ, mate, you should absolutely focus on your good lady. You got yourself a 1 in a million, genuinely based as fuck bed there. You don't come across women like her very often. I don't have trouble not being a big headed, like I can distract the ladies, but it's hard coming across one who is as based and red pilled as your bed. Your bed is a fucking wonderful woman, and you should focus your attention on how brilliant she is and how lucky you are to have her. You've got her. You're set, mate. Everything's sorted for you.
I didn't want to come on a stream and simp like, but no. But a big part of it for me, obviously, is finding a partner, and I know that's something, Clive, that you say quite a lot on your streams and whatnot.
I just think you got a bed. Clive's married with kids. I'm childless and haven't got a bed, and I'm struggling to get one. You were very, very lucky to have a good woman. It's one of the most important things in life to have a wonderful lady by your side, and both of you have got that. So you should.
It is, but see, I want to pull you up on just what you said there, right? See if there was somebody listening right now who was genuinely at the lowest of the low. That's the sort of statement, even as innocuous as it is, that will just upset them. Like, we know it's true that, like, if you can find a partner, like, that's the best thing that can happen to you. But when you're as low can be, and the sort of societal expectation is that you should find a partner, when you're that low and you can't find a partner, it's just going to make you feel worse, If you are lucky enough to find a partner, then it will help you a lot on your journey to recovery and feeling at peace with oneself. But there is, as I said, a lot of other things that you can attempt in the meantime.
Anyone fancy taking this? Any potential solutions to not being a hermit in this shitstorm of utter shite women? That's a question.
Hermit still.
No, I wouldn't even know how to answer that. Get yourself an Asian bed. Only joking.
I think it would probably. I don't know this. Even me saying this, like, because I'm just very self-aware of like things I say on this subject now. That I know that me saying what I'm about to say isn't applicable to everybody. But if you've got friends, then just do things with your friends. Don't fucking base your entire existence on trying to find a woman. A woman might come to you. A woman might not come to you. Like, I'm not going to sit here and patronize you and go, that, good things come to those who wait, right? But in the meantime, if you've got friends, go out and do things with your friends. If there's no friends in sort of the recent proximity to where you live, do like once a week, once a month, or whatever. Get a catch up with them on fucking Skype or Telegram chats or whatever the fucking case may be. Like, that's what I did during lockdowns. I lived the hermit lifestyle. I still am a hermit, really. You know, I totally closed myself off from the life I used to live in my teenage years. You know, Mister, oh, I'm an Ed because I have Fred Perry tracksuits and whatnot. Like, no, I completely distanced myself from that lifestyle, but it came at a cost. You know, where all these like Chavs and Neds went to the nightclubs and whatnot. I just stayed away from that life. You know, to in order to better myself, and I did for a time, but it did come at a cost. And it's only really like when I joined Telegram and whatnot, where I like came across sort of like-minded people, where I formed friendships, and that's what we used to do during the lockdowns and stuff. Was at the weekends we would have like wee voice chats and just get the crack. You know, even simple things like that. So don't fucking live your life trying to tick like a tick box exercise, living up to expectations, societal expectations, because if you inevitably don't meet the criteria, you're just going to feel even more shit about yourself. Just if you've got friends, fucking do things with them or get the crack with them. If you were like how I was and you didn't have friends, as was alluded to earlier, just go out and do things that you enjoy, pastimes. Try and find something if you don't already have